All right, and we are back with the second half of StarCrossed. So let's get back into it. So we have done 4 of the 8 scenes. We don't know how many scenes we are going to get through. It all depends on the tower and what these 2 crazy kids are going to end up doing. So the next scene is called Close, Quiet, and Alone, which is a very good scene. So let's figure this out. Where are we close, quiet, and alone?
So, I mean, there could be like some time that's passed between the last scene and this one.
Mhm.
Or this scene could be like later that night after they've been drinking a bit. maybe they're maybe they're even back at the castle, but could be like later that same night.
Hmm, that's interesting. I love playing with like this game is so good to like play with time because it's just whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like scenes could be minutes apart or they could be years apart. Um, no, I kind of like that. Like, like what if Vestrin like drank a little too much and
That wouldn't
Edeline
be
like
difficult.
needs to like both kind of sneak him back into the palace and also just like sneak him into his room and like make sure he just like gets to sleep. Not that you're
I
like
like it.
unmanageably drunk,
Right.
but far drunker than she, who probably only had like 2 drinks and was like, "Oh, I've got to stop if this kid's gonna survive."
Yeah. Plus, you were a knight in training. This is
Yeah, like
like he was a prince who didn't get out a whole lot.
it's just like some wine with dinner and that's it. She's been drinking with the knights for half of her life.
I like it. So, are they
Yeah.
sneaking through the castle right now?
So we could either do that or we could be like, as soon as we get to like your room.
Okay, we could be like in the hall outside
Yeah.
his room. All
Yeah.
right.
That's so I think she's kind of like got like his arm around her and she's just like helping him. I'd be like, don't just keep it down. We've gotten this far.
You're always
Just
protecting me, he says
yep,
clearly too
yes.
loud.
Yes, yep. That's what I'm here to do. Everything is going to be fine. Um, let's just very quietly, and she's like looking around and like they get to his door and she like kind of like kicks it in a little bit because she's like fiddling with it but is trying to hold him up. It's like, all right, let's
You're so
um
good.
yep, I'm no, you're good. You're great. You're doing great. Just let's get in get inside. And she kind of like pushes him in a
Yeah.
little bit and like slips in and like closes the door behind them. It's like, all right, just stay upright
I
and
think he doesn't quite stay upright. He leans, but he leans like into you, puts his hand on the on the door to keep himself steady.
like I think like the servants have come through and like lit candles and stuff so it's not dark in the room. It's like, all right, here, come let's have a sit. All
I,
right?
I like it here. And he puts
Yeah.
his head like on your shoulder.
All right. I think she just instinctively like kind of like pats him like it's yeah. Yeah, it's really nice. Let's just go sit down over here because I'm imagining like big giant royal bedroom bed, but you've got like your like couch sitting area type thing. So I think
Hmm.
they like walk over and she like sets him up on the couch. It's like, stay right there. I'm gonna go get you some water. And like goes to a pitcher, pours it, like comes back, puts it in front of him. Like just in and like sits down like across from him, like at another like couch.
He takes a sip of the water and he's looking at you. So- And he pats the couch.
Uh,
I
Vestrin.
think I'm safe here.
Oh. And she just like looks at him, and when he's like not budging, like she'll get up and move and sit down next to him. Like, all right, drink up. You need to go to
I'm
bed.
drinking. I'm
All
drinking.
right. No, yeah, you did plenty of it.
Did I? I don't.
You did great. Don't, no need to worry.
I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all.
Good. I mean, sometimes you could stand to worry a bit more. No, no, you're fine. You're fine. Just, just get some water, and
You
we'll.
think I don't worry enough?
I think you worry too much about things that you shouldn't worry about, and not enough about the things you should. But you don't need any more worry in your life. Let
He
me worry.
he sort
That's
of
my job.
leans on you. I actually do worry a lot.
I I believe it.
But
That's why I'm here. You should worry less cuz I can worry for you.
that does help.
What are you worried about?
I'm worried about the things that my parents didn't tell me before we left. I never knew that things were getting bad, but if they were concerned enough to send me away, then my father's brother, he must be a real serious threat.
They're just being careful. This will all everything will be fine, and you'll be home before you know it. They're just being careful to keep you safe.
I hope you're right. But
Mm,
the weirdest thing is that today, I mean, even there was that whole thing with the locals. Um,
we will never speak of that to anybody,
I, I,
or it'll be both our necks. Well, mostly mine.
your secret is safe,
Thank you.
but I wasn't I wasn't scared. I think because you were here.
Well, that's the goal. I don't want you to be scared. Nobody wants you to be scared. That's why I'm here.
I guess this isn't. I get. I guess this isn't very princely of me. I'm supposed to. Well, I guess I'm really not supposed to be drunk.
Well, you're just Vestrin, remember?
Oh yeah, I did say that this morning, didn't I?
Mm-hmm. So everything's fine. Vestrin can drink as much as he wants.
I don't know if it's because I've been drinking too much, but that made a lot of sense.
Are you're you're okay, right?
I'll I'll be okay.
No, like not this, you'll probably wake up with a headache and you'll be fine. But like in general, are you happy?
I, I don't know when the last time anyone asked me that was. Are princes even supposed to be happy?
Everyone's supposed to be happy. Everyone deserves to be happy. At least, especially you. You didn't choose to be a prince. You were just born a prince. It doesn't mean you shouldn't get to be happy.
Maybe you're right, but my life wasn't exactly hard. And
That
I feel like the story of my life was written the day I was born.
you were certainly born with a lot of expectations set upon you, but everyone's hardships are valid. Just because your life has been easy doesn't mean that your unhappiness doesn't count. And besides, you're the second prince. You could just run off into the woods.
As if he looks over at the book that's sitting on like a table
Mm-hmm.
across from where this like sofa is. A lot of the time, I tell everyone that I'm writing histories or chronicling what I'm doing. And some of that is true, but usually I'm not doing anything nearly exciting enough to chronicle. Most of those pages in there are stories, fantasies of a different life, adventures, and things that I wish I could have been doing all this time.
There's still time. I mean, I guess it depends on what you want to do. We can't go slay a dragon. They're not real. But what are your stories about? We could
Dragons aren't
go.
real. And he keeps a serious look for maybe a second before he cracks a smile.
But there's you're acting like your life is over. There's so much time. You're a prince. You can do whatever you want.
But I
Just
can't.
tell somebody you want to do it.
That's not how being a prince works.
Well, it should be. What's the point of being a prince if you can't do what you want?
You would think so. Ironically, this is the most freedom that I've perhaps ever had.
And I almost got you mugged.
And you did get me drunk.
You got yourself drunk. Your
Aren't you supposed
Majesty.
to be the knight watching out for me? I'm so wounded.
I like I said, princes should just be allowed to order something, and it happens. And I wasn't about to tell you to stop having fun. I would have stopped you if you had kept going, but it's refreshing to see you a little less tightly wound. And that's coming from someone who is incredibly tightly wound.
Speak for yourself. But you'd get me back here safely.
That's what I'm here to do. Delivered you safely to your aunt's palatial country estate twice now.
What if what I really wanted was to just go on adventures with you?
I mean, I guess it depends on what kind of adventures you mean. I mean, I am your sworn sword, so anywhere you go, I would accompany you.
I mean, I've never been outside this kingdom. There are lands that I've read about, but what if I could see them?
It's a nice thought. And not impossible. Maybe ambassadorship or something like that. Or I wouldn't expect you to hang up your crown and just go wandering through the countryside.
I mean, you did say I am the second son.
But I said it knowing that you disagree. You're so much more than just the second son. Your brother is dreadfully boring for what it's worth. Always thought so. And his swordsmanship is rather sloppy. Nobody would tell him that to his face, though.
Really? I always thought he was doing so well, but then again, it didn't have much to compare.
And he's the future king. Who's going to tell him otherwise? Not
True.
everyone has the benefit of a very honest sword teacher.
I am lucky that way.
You are too important to go running throughout the countryside. You have a job to do, and so do I.
Yeah, I guess it's just a dream.
A nice one.
It is a nice one. He brushes one of the strands of hair behind his ear.
And I think he brushes one strand behind his ear, but there's still like 6 or 7 other ones.
Yeah, definitely.
She's like, close. But it's one of these days. I'll make sure that you get to see something outside of this kingdom.
Is that a promise?
Yes.
I'm going to hold you to that.
You should. You are my liege. I am sworn to do as you command.
Is that so?
Technically, yes.
I'm going to keep that in mind. And he takes a long sip of water.
Like, keep that, and for now, just keep drinking water in mind. I don't want to think of the trouble that I'll be in if you wake up like this in the morning.
Don't worry, nobody's expecting me bright and early. Except
That's fair.
possibly my sword training teacher.
No, something tells me she might be sleeping in.
And I think he gets up and he just sort of like falls on his bed.
I think Adeline like stands up and walks over and sees, and he's like out. And I think she just like pulls his shoes off and like pulls a blanket up over him and like blows out the candles and leaves.
Good end scene. I like it.
And I needed
Yeah, I
to
have
roll one more time.
make a roll too.
Ooh. All right, so I say that every scene is my favorite scene. This scene is actually my favorite scene. Because
This scene's always the hardest for me.
Oh, I love it. Anyone who knows me knows that I just really love a good RP argument when it's with somebody that like you're very comfortable RPing with. It's very gratifying to like have just a good argument. So this scene as a disagreement becomes heated, which is sometimes translates into the mid argument because I love yous, which are always choice. But we're gonna see where it takes us. So yes, the next scene is a disagreement becomes heated. What are we disagreeing about that becomes so heated? And how long has this been? How long has it been since this drunken night?
I think it's been at least maybe a few weeks.
That seems right.
I think. What if he tries to convince her that the two of them should leave?
Yeah. I like that. Yep.
He'd be clearly putting himself in some danger, but which he's not supposed to do.
Yes, that's wonderful. Yep, pack it up. Let's do it. Roll it.
All right. So,
Mark.
Where does this take place?
Where does it? It needs to be somewhere alone. Oh, all right. Here's an idea. What if they're supposed to have like a sword lesson and Vestrin didn't come down for his sword lesson, so like Adeline goes to find him and he's like in his study or study like equivalent.
Or what if he's packing?
Oh, it's even better. Yes.
He hasn't yet told her that he wants to leave and wants her to come with him, but he's already like dead set on it, and he's already started packing his things.
Oh, that's so good. Yes. Yeah. So she is like in her like training night gear and like just comes up like very nonchalantly and like just throws open the door without knocking. He's like, you know, if you're late for practice, the drills go twice as long. What are you doing?
I'm packing.
You're not going. Are you going somewhere? I'm pretty sure you're not going anywhere.
I'm planning to go somewhere.
Where?
I haven't entirely decided that yet. But the border of the kingdom is not terribly far. Maybe a day ride from here. Start there.
Start there. As in continuing on after that.
Well, yes, it'd be silly to reach the border of the kingdom and then turn around and come back.
I'm very confused. Vestern, are you just leaving?
Not alone. You should come with me.
Do you
Do you remember like a couple of weeks ago when we were out and I drank too much?
Yes, I remember. I'm surprised you did. Vestern, you can't just leave
Why not?
because
I'm the prince.
you have a responsibility to your people. What if something happens?
What if something happens here? Besides, I want you to come with me. You'll protect me.
I can't let you leave.
And I can't stay. This is driving me crazy being here. It's I feel like I'm in a cage.
I understand that things are trying right now, and I've tried every to do everything I can to make it better for you, but Vestern, I am so close to being a knight. If I let you leave, if I leave with you, we're both throwing away what we've worked our whole lives to be.
They couldn't take knighthood away from you. You're following my orders.
And if you what orders are those if you just abandon being a prince?
I'm not abandoning being a prince. I'm being a prince. I mean, I'm not the heir. They they keep me around as if I'm a spare. They keep me safe and they keep me coddled and just in case the worst happens. But where in all of that do I learn how to be a possible king? Do I learn it by writing stories that I make up in my head, occasionally sneaking out to the town? Eh, And then when this is all over, when the threat is gone, I'm just supposed to move back to the castle, do what I've been doing for 2 decades of my life?
I don't know. I can't even begin to understand what it's like to be royal, but I understand what
You
duty is.
you can't understand. You left,
I left so that I could come back and protect you.
but you left. You got to leave and see a wider world and to learn things and to learn to protect yourself. I stayed. I had to, but I don't anymore. You told me that.
I meant after this all blows over and things are safe again, then maybe you could talk to your parents and they would let you leave, but you can't just pack your things and go without saying anything
I don't understand why I can't.
because I can't let you. I swore to keep you safe, and this is where you're safe.
No. Where I'm safe is wherever you are.
And I am here. So you should be here too.
You're just like them. You keeping me safe by putting me in a box. I thought you were different from them.
I have done everything in my power to show you that I'm not, and to show you that you're more than what they've told you you are, what you thought you are. And you can just tell me that I'm like them. Life isn't a story. It'd be wonderful if it was, but it's not. And we have things that we need to do and people that we need to be.
And the person that I need to be is the second son, the spare prince. That's my role, isn't it? Until everything is safe and quiet, and then they marry me off to some family, one of the local nobles, or perhaps a different kingdom that they want an alliance with.
That's not what I want for you. Don't, please don't think that that's what I want.
What do you want from me?
I just want you to be happy.
You know when I was happy?
When?
When we were in town. When I was definitely not doing what I was supposed to be doing. When I was in danger, but you protected me. When I momentarily forgot to worry about everything.
I was afraid of that. Because I hate myself for trying to convince you to stay.
We're so good together. We always have been. We could just walk right out. If the kingdom needs us, we'll come back. If the kingdom needs us, then things are bad and they'll need both of us.
You know, growing up, I was so sure that I was just going to follow you for the rest of my life. That's all I wanted to do. And now I'm at a crossroads where the thing that I thought I would do and the thing that I have been raised and trained and dreamed of doing are going in two different directions. And I don't know which way to go.
I don't know which way to go either. I I know that you look that was dumb of me to say that you're like them. You're not. I know you're trying to protect me and that you're doing it for very different reasons.
I'm not just trying to protect you from being stabbed in an alleyway. I'm trying to protect this, and I'm gonna like reach for and put my hand on your heart, because that protecting that's just as important.
And he's gonna let your hand rest there for a moment, and he's gonna sort of take his hand and push back against your hand, but then like his fingers will sort of wrap entwined with yours. Someday I'm going to have to do this, and I hope you'll come with me.
Maybe someday I'll let you. Please. Please stay. Even just for a little while longer.
All right, a little while longer. But if I promise to stay, promise that when the time is right, you'll go with me.
When the time is right. I think she's gonna pull her hand back, just like look at him, like, you're 15 minutes late to practice.
Oh, I'm in trouble now.
Well, I can't say that for certain. You'll have to wait and see how your teacher feels when you get down to the ring.
My teacher's a real hard ass. This is not going to go easy for me.
No, likely not.
I guess I better unpack real quick.
Yes, you wouldn't. Time is ticking.
All right, see you soon.
All right. And she'll just head out of the room and close the door behind her.
End of scene.
I hate when my heart wants something that the character doesn't want that.
Yeah, I half wondered whether you were just gonna say, yes, let's go, and then like push over the tower.
Oh, that's the easy way out. That's what Meghan wants. Meghan always wants that. Meghan's like, yes. All right. Hmm.
And of course that goes into like,
we best not get to the last scene.
Yeah.
So the next scene is a difficult choice.
And I think we sort of know what we've set up there.
Yeah. Look at that.
But how much time has passed? I think a fair amount, but
I think a fair amount. Yeah. Yeah, I think how much I feel like that's a Veteran call as far as
how much time has passed?
Or because he was like, when the time is right, like when, like how much time would have passed that he would think like, all right, take two, it's gonna work this time.
I think it's been a year.
Yeah, I was thinking around there, like it's been like a substantial amount of time, and I don't think there's been any news from the palace or anything like about the war or anything like that. It's just been like all quiet on the Western Front.
Yeah, I think it's been suspiciously quiet back home. Like they were expecting to hear something. I think the castle's been on lockdown, and no one knows if that's good or bad.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's been a year since that first, well, not first, but that intense talk.
Ooh, and I just had a thought how to make this even a trickier, difficult choice.
Great. Awesome. Love it. Love to see it happen. Go for it.
Okay, this will just come up.
Oh, Jesus. You're supposed to be nice to me. I asked you to come on my show and play this game. All right.
Do you
So
trust
what?
me?
No, I don't. No, I do. But I don't. But I do. Um, so where is this another like walk into your room and you're packing again? Or is this like I don't know, like do you come and find me this time? Or is this like what are circumstances?
I have an idea. I think um we're in the we're in the castle courtyard, and we saw that someone was approaching
Mm-hmm.
the castle, and we all sort of anxiously went down there to see if there was any news from the kingdom. And it's a uh, I'll just say it's a minor noble
Mm-hmm.
who is from the capital, from the castle.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but he doesn't really have any news. He is fleeing. He's basically going out to um, his country home or something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but
Ugh.
he confirms that the castle has just been quiet. No one's heard from the king, and that has had the nobles worried, which is not the news we wanted to hear.
No. No, it is not.
And I think he is just gone off. He's just going to stay at like an inn for the night before traveling on.
Mm.
And we're in the courtyard, and Vestrin turns to you. Is it time?
I don't know.
There have been a half dozen merchants and nobles that have come through here in the past 6 months, all with the same word, which is nothing. Nobody's heard from my parents. Nobody's heard from my brother.
Nobody's heard anything from your half uncle either, which is some bit of hope.
It's been a year, and I stayed,
You did.
but in that year, you've trained me very well. And I think he is visibly tougher than he was a year ago. Um,
Little baby muscles.
yeah, I mean he's not as buff as you are, but
Oh.
You haven't been easy on him, and he has been learning. I I think it might be time to leave here.
And go where?
That's the question. When I first wanted to leave a year ago, I wanted to get away. I wanted to see new places.
And now?
Now, there's still a part of me that wants to do that, but maybe we should go home.
Oh.
Someone needs to find out what is happening.
You're right. It's been too long.
It might be dangerous. We don't know what waits for us there.
It could be nothing, or it could be an army.
We could be returning to a trap.
Is that what you want?
I don't know, but if I am going to walk into danger, you would have to be at your side.
I told you before I will follow wherever you lead me.
Am I making the right call here?
Don't ask me that.
I mean, you were very clear a year ago that I was not.
I don't know. I I want to say no because then I hope that you'll stay here and safe, or ride in the other direction to the edge of the kingdom and see what's there and then come back. But my father's there too. I understand how you feel to not know how your family is.
And you should be a knight by now.
That
Don't tell me that's not important to you. I know better.
it's not as important as other things are.
Other things?
Like making sure our families are okay.
Is that all?
I wouldn't be a very good knight if I said that it wasn't. I am sworn to do my duty and follow my liege wherever he may go.
Your liege is asking you a question.
Fester, and I can't. I just want you to be happy. If this is what will make you happy, I will follow you.
He puts one hand on your shoulder, sort of, and leans close to you so that his forehead is resting against yours. And he's looking at you with those eyes again and with hair hanging down. I don't want a follower. I want a companion. I want an equal.
But I'm not your equal.
But you are, if not more.
You are a prince.
who a year ago could barely lift a sword, who was a year ago was foolish enough to consider just running off to another country.
You're a very good prince.
And you're a very good knight, a very good friend, and a very good person.
That's all I want to be. I'm happy if you think that that's what I am.
I think you were all of that. So much more. And if I'm going to go back home, possibly walk straight into danger, I need you there.
I I will be there.
And there's more. If we are going to walk in the danger, I need you to know something before we do.
All right.
I love you.
Vestron,
Don't even start to give me a lecture about being a prince and the rules and expectations.
but you are, and there are.
I don't care. And for all I know, I may be the king.
And then what?
And then nobody makes the rules but me.
Well, I I spent a lot of time hoping and then not hoping that you loved me. Hoping because I love you so much and hoping that you didn't so that it would be easier.
You know how I knew how you felt?
How?
Because after 10 years, you came back.
I said I would.
But you didn't have to, and you did.
I couldn't stay away.
So now, I'm asking you to stay. Me.
Of course. Of course.
Promise.
Promise. And I'm pushing over the tower. And
If
I'm
you didn't do it right then, I was
smooch
going
him.
to.
Give him a big old smooch.
Yeah, I think that's a big kissing moment.
Yeah. Big old.
Under the starlight in the courtyard
Yeah. Oh.
before they set off back home.
On a big adventure. Oh.
So normally in
Normally.
StarCrossed, you would do an epilogue,
Right.
but I don't know if we want to answer what happens. I kind of like not
Yeah.
knowing,
I kind of like that too.
because no matter what, they've already like committed that they're
Like
staying together and protecting each other, and we don't know if they're walking the danger, if they're just like, hey, we're home and everyone's there. But
like they evolved from like just like noble and knight to like quasi battle couple, which is just one good trope into another good trope. Yeah, let's
and
leave
I'm
it.
happy either way. Like if he somehow is king because his family has all been killed or something, or if everything's okay and he's like, okay, I'm just gonna head off with my knight here and peace out for a while.
Yeah. And normally I'm very into like epiloguing and making sure everything's okay, but they have each other.
They're gonna be fine.
They're gonna be fine. Oh. Well,
I really like them.
Well, that was StarCrossed, everybody. Thank you so much for watching this story about these two very good kids that are just very wonderful. So let's just do plugs and where you can find us on the internet, and let's go with like what was your favorite moment of the game?
Am I starting?
You are the only one here, my friend.
Well, you are too, but I guess
I started.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm Jason Levine, and you can find me at Jason Levine on Twitter. Sorry, I can't talk anymore because now I'm all like emotional and stuff. This game does that, which is why I usually don't stream it out of like the double-digit times I've played it with Meghan. But
well, that's I was saying before. I was talking to somebody, and I'm like, I'm streaming StarCrossed, and they're like, oh, so you're streaming with Jason? I'm like, he's probably the only person I'd be comfortable streaming this game with because it's that level of comfort with somebody. But oh god, it's such a good game.
But yeah,
thank you, Alex Roberts.
Yeah, this game is really something. I remember when she was playtesting it and first like putting it together, and she was like, I don't even know if this is a game. And yeah, it's definitely a game. I've played it so many variations and different genres and stories, and all of them have been very good.
Yeah, we've done sci-fi robot stuff. We've done pulp action adventure stuff. We
did our like Mummy Indiana Jones.
Yeah, we did our Mummy Indiana Jones game. Yeah, we did our backstory D&D one. Like you can do anything with this game. It's so good. But what was your favorite part? Now that you're all fresh and emotional.
Yeah, wow. I really think that the drunken, like, just really playing sweet. Him when he was like drunk and more like open about everything. I think that was the first scene where he was more open about things that he was feeling, and I really like that. Sweet boy.
Oh. All right. So hi everyone. I'm Meghan. This is my show, Unprepared, where I facilitate GMless and Prepless games with people that I love to play GMless and Prepless games with. You can find me on Twitter at MeghanLynnFTW. where I shitpost and scream about TTRPGs. Um, I also design games. You can find them at meganlynnftw.itch.io. I just published a new one this week about robot feelings because I love robots and I love feelings. Um, Thank you so much to the Chromatic Chimera for letting me host this wonderful show. Check out a bunch of their um, other wonderful programming. I know that their Dead Winter City of Mist game is on Fridays. They've got a Lancer game on Sundays. You can find me here. Um, we're taking a little break from our Monday night D&D campaign just ended yesterday. So you can find us. We're starting up our new Wild Mount campaign on May 11th. And I'm very, very excited about that. Let me see. Thank you to our sponsor, Tabletop Blue. If you go to Tabletop Blue and enter code SHIELDMOM, all one word, you can get 15% off your order. And Tabletop Blue is absolutely amazing, wonderful dice. It's run by wonderful, wonderful people. So check them out and give them some love. Let's see. Stay tuned. We don't have a date set yet for next month's Unprepared, but we as of right now, we don't have a game set in stone, but I am going to be facilitating a game for the lovely admins of this channel, which I'm very, very excited about to let them get to all play in a game together without one of them having to be GMing it. So keep an eye on the channel calendar, the Discord or the Twitter or my Twitter. We'll be shouting about it as soon as that is all set. My favorite part, oh my goodness, it's all just a flooded warm
It's really
feeling
hard
in
to
my
pick a favorite part.
soul. It's yeah, I think I really liked Vestrin like showing Adeline all of the drawings that he had done like that first night in the training ring, because that's just like a side of him that like she was happy to see was still there after all of those years, because it's like if you're a prince like like it's one of those things where like if you're a prince, like stuff like that could be like, no, that's a waste of time, like stop doing that. So it was nice to see that he was still going after something that he loved to do.
And I like that I snuck in that whole thing about how he drew her likely while she was away, as he remembered her, but she never mentioned that she saw it, and we never brought it up again. It was just like a little side note.
Well, she was like trying to not be in love with him. so so yeah, that is our game. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed these good feelings. And yeah, thank you everyone. Have a wonderful night. I'm gonna go sit in my feelings for a little bit. But
Same.
thank you all for coming by and have a wonderful, wonderful night.